Boom. All right, gang, we're about to get into it. If you do not have a pen and paper handy,
Get one.
grab something to write on, or use your notes in your phone, or however you prefer to take in info. We are going to be talking about the
Do you
gathering,
want to
which,
make
sorry,
sure that they can see your screen?
yeah, can you guys see my screen? I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. How do I do?
Just say, like, type a one in the questions box. Just let me see. I just want to make sure everyone can see it.
Oh, they can see it. You worry wart. Yeah, if you can't see it,
Oh, yeah,
look
you're
at all
good.
those ones. Boom.
Big fat ones.
All right, let's do it. All right. So I know that people have had questions about this for a little bit since we made the announcement. I know Jess and I are super excited about the event that's coming up. So we're going to dive right in and give you guys details because I know you guys have been itching for them. And so let's talk the gathering. So um, obviously, we announced the event location for you guys. So we are going to be at the Hotel Roosevelt in Hollywood, California. So if you've never been to Los Angeles, it's one of Jess and I's favorite places. We try to get down there at least a couple times a year, and we always have a blast. It's such a fun place to be. And so we thought that'd be a really cool spot for all of us to go hang out. It's April, so it's going to be like starting to get into spring. It'll be warming up, which will be really nice. So the event is on April 14th and 15th. So here's the itinerary for the event. We'd advise that you guys arrive on Friday evening. If you try to get in on Saturday morning, you're going to be rushed. You're probably not going to make the event on time. Get yourself there on Friday night. The event on Saturday is going to be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll obviously have time for lunch and all that good stuff. And then we will very, very likely have some event going on Saturday evening. It'll be optional. It'll be 100% fun. There won't be training. We'll likely go out somewhere, or we're sort of working on some things with maybe doing something at the Roosevelt. They'll put something together for us where we can have, some drinks and hang out and, dance and whatever. We'll do whatever the kids do. We'll have some fun. And then on Sunday, we're going to be going from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're cutting off the event at 2 p.m. just because we know that people are going to have flights and stuff out if they want to be back in town for Monday, and they want to be back in town late Sunday night, that type of thing. And so we cut the event off at 2 p.m. So if you have to bail and go catch a flight on Sunday afternoon, you can go do that. You're not going to miss anything by doing it that way. But for those of you who want to stay, if you plan on staying an extra day in Los Angeles, or you don't need to be back for Monday morning, or whatever the case is, we'll likely arrange something at the pool at the Roosevelt. The Tropicana pool is like one of the most famous pools in Hollywood. There's been ungodly, unseen things, I'm sure, done at that pool by very famous people, which will be fun to be a part of it. And yeah, they usually have like DJs on Sunday, and it'll be a big party. And we can basically just go crash a party, and we'll go do like a TPL pool party in the afternoon after the event's all done. And you can hang out and get a chance to talk to people, talk about the events, talk to speakers, do whatever you want to do. And so that's the game plan for the actual training. In terms of training, we're not going to tell you too much about what we're covering, but I will tell you that we've got a number of guest speakers lined up to come speak and train on very specific topics that will be exciting. We're going to be talking a lot on basically anything you can imagine in terms of systems. We're going to be doing some sales training stuff. We're going to be running campaigns with you guys. So actually right there on the screen, setting up campaigns, running different things. We'll be able to audit some stuff as well. If people have, campaigns and stuff they want to go audit and go through, there'll be a bunch of that we go through as well. If there are any updates in terms of algorithm stuff before that time, we'll obviously cover them there at the event as well. But it's going to be a blast for 2 days. I know that 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is kind of like a long day, but trust me, this is going to fly by. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We will fill that time, no problem. And we are going to have a ton of fun in LA together. So in terms of the hotel, the Roosevelt has been super generous to us. They've done a lot of really good stuff for us so far. One of the great things that they were able to do for us was reserve us the Blossom Ballroom. The Blossom Ballroom is basically one of the most iconic ballrooms in the world. This hotel is very old. This is like they've obviously updated it, and it's very like posh. It's kind of a cool spot to be in LA. People, celebrities have lived there. Marilyn Monroe used to live in the hotel.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin. There's been even, any modern day celebrity you can think of has gone to a party at the Roosevelt Hotel at some point in time. It's the spot. So it's a really cool place to be. They've updated all the inside. It's very nice. But the Blossom Ballroom is actually where the very first Academy Awards were held. So literally, we will be in the same room as they've kind of renovated the room, obviously since like the 20s, but the historical side of it is still there. It's still got the magic. They restored it to make it look exactly like it did, for that. So you'll be literally in the same room where a ton of history and magic sort of happened, and we intend on making the exact same thing happen with our event, which will be really cool. So that's kind of iconic and fun. So that's all good. And the Roosevelt has given us a room block. We have, I believe, 40 rooms available. They're going to be $269 a night. If you were to go online, you can see that that's quite a discount compared to what they usually sell for. So once that room block's gone, it's basically gone. You do not have to stay at the Roosevelt. We picked a location on purpose where there would be other hotels and things around. There's plenty of hotels in walking distance to the Hollywood Roosevelt. If it's just the hotel prices for whatever reason out of your range or something like that, you can obviously opt to go stay at another hotel. We'd love it to have everybody stay at the Roosevelt because we'd all be in close quarters. It makes sure everybody's at the event on time. It's just fun to be able to stay there. Of course, too, if we party or have fun on Saturday night, we don't have to worry about people getting back to their hotel. They can just hop in an elevator and go up to their room. So those are a couple things to consider and think about. The other thing to consider and think about is that, the event is still a ways away. The event's April 14th and 15th. And so what a lot of people tend to do is they look at this based on what their life is like today. And I can tell you that thinking about anything in your business based on where you're at today is like a recipe for disaster. Your mind should always be a month, 2 months, 3 months out as to where you're going and how life is going to look based on the actions that you're taking today. And I can tell you from my own experience, from countless students' experiences, shit can get wild in 30 days. Yeah. Stuff can go crazy for your business in 60 days and 90 days. You don't believe me? Have a conversation with Rich Fiola in, November or December, and then have one with him at the end of January. Totally different story, night and day difference. I think from the last post I saw him put in the group, he was up over like 20 grand a month. I mean, things can change, and it doesn't have to be that drastic a change, but trust me, if you're thinking about, well, this is like $500 for 2 nights in a hotel. Yeah, but guess what? Getting one client could pay you $1,500 a month for the next 6 months. So there's a lot of things that can happen between now and the event. The biggest thing is don't count yourself out. Don't look at your situation today and then make, decisions for your life just based on where you're at today. If you do that, you will constantly be in that place or someplace worse. You always need to make decisions in your life based on where you're intending to go, where you want to go. Sometimes that takes a bit of a stretch. Jess and I have talked about that a lot. We've stretched a ton in our business life. Events too. Oh yeah. I mean, I've gone to tons and tons and tons of events over the last 13 years. We go to them as much as we can. Some are not as expensive as others. Some we have to really stretch to go to. And there's still masterminds and stuff that Jess and I stretch to go to. Even where we're at today, we've built a really, really nice business, and there's still some masterminds that are, believe it or not, $250,000 a year to join. Right? I don't care where you're at in your life, plunking down $200,000 for some time on the phone with people is expensive, right? It doesn't matter who you are. So there's always a stretch, but guess what? Events, getting around the right people, changing your environment, getting access to information that other people maybe don't have, and being there in the moment to learn all that stuff. Those are the things that it takes to change you and stretch you. And if you don't ever participate in those things, you'll never, ever change. The environment change alone and being in a room with other people who are driven and have the same goals as you, the same mindset as you, and being around people who can stretch your vision for you, that's really what ends up changing things in your business and in your life. And one of the things that I've learned over time about your vision is your vision is a very, very, very tough thing to stretch on your own. You almost always need somebody else to stretch your vision for you. It's very tough to just sit in your home that you're used to, around the same surroundings, around the same people, and expect your vision to grow and stretch. When you start to get around the right people, you start to have them, speak wisdom into you and to encourage you, to show you some things that maybe you haven't seen before, or to show you some things in a light that you haven't looked at things through before, through a different lens. That's when, you'll find that you start to shift and you start to shape exactly who you're going to become in the future. And you have to constantly be doing that at every single level. And so that's what events like this will do. If you want to reserve your hotel room, you can do it at theprofitleague.com /hotel block. So you can reserve it there, or you can call. If you call, just mention Profit League room block, and they'll be able to give you that rate. Make sure you're getting this rate. If they give you a different rate, first of all, if they give you a different rate, just correct them. Let them know that it's under the Profit League room block. If there's any issues with that, just post in the group and let us know. There shouldn't be. But if there is, just let us know. So
I don't think they charge you for the thing right away.
Well, no, let them go through that and sort through that. So they'll get you sorted out and get that side of it figured out. In terms of Friday night, so we've got some fun sort of incentives and stuff that are going to be happening prior to this event in April. So leading up to the event in April, we've got, I know, people are hitting some new milestones. I know I posted in the group the other day about where some people were at income wise and where people were, had going on in their business. I was loving the responses. There's some people who are absolutely knocking it out of the park, which is fantastic. And so Friday night, we've got something special. So Jess and I, we are going to rent a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. So it'll be just like you see on TV, unless you live in LA, then you see it in your backyard. But essentially we've got a mansion for rent. We're going to stay for probably a couple days, but on Friday night, we're going to do a celebration and incentive dinner at the house. And so we're going to do a dinner and a mastermind. So by mastermind, I mean, we'll get a chance to hang out, do some training, talk. It won't be formal. It'll be informal, likely in the pool or over drinks or whatever. We're going to start that at 4 p.m. and that's open to all 10K a month plus earners. And so you'll need to verify that with us. You'll have to show, obviously, income proof. You can't just say that you're at 10K. We'll need to make sure that you're actually there. And then we're also going to have a celebration dinner that essentially starts at 7 p.m. and that is open to all 5K plus earners as well. And so, what's that?
Dinner's for this one.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, dinner's at 4, and then the other one's at 7.
The celebration,
yeah. Yeah, pardon me. Sorry, the dinner's at 4 and then the party's at 7. So sorry, that is correct. So the celebration starts at 7 p.m. and that's open to all 5K plus earners. So there's 2 different events here. And, depending on where you're at, you're welcome to come to either one of those. So 10K a month plus, come over at 4. If you're late or your flight gets in late or whatever, you can come in, obviously whenever. If you want to get in early and hang out, we're going to basically start hosting people at 4 p.m. We'll hang out, we'll get to play in the pool, we'll get to talk, we'll get to have drinks, and then we'll do a dinner. And then after the dinner is done, at 7 p.m., we're going to start a little shindig, and that's when all the 5K plus earners are welcome to come over and hang out. And the cutoff for all of this is on April 1st. So you need to be at these revenue marks by April 1st. And so you've got some time. What's the date today? The 7th?
The 7th.
Yeah, February 6th. Yeah, so it's February 6th today. Tomorrow's the 7th. And so you've got some time. If you're not, exactly where you want to be just yet, trust me, you can get there. There's not a single person on this call that can't be at 5K a month in client revenue by April 1st. There's just not. The reality is that 5K a month for us in our business is like 4 to 5 clients tops, right? Sometimes far less. So for all of you on the call, doesn't matter if you just started in TPL yesterday, we wanted to make this an incentive where, you feel like you can be here, that you can partake and enjoy it and have fun. And trust me, the incentive to get there is great. The results of taking the action to get to 5K, that's going to pay you obviously for a very long time going forward and is going to kickstart your career. So if you're somebody who's, floating around 4K, 5K, 6K a month, that's fantastic. That's great. You're welcome to come. but I would do everything in your power to push to get yourself over the 10K hump to get to that dinner, because that's going to be a blast. We're going to have a couple other special things kind of lined up for those people, but that'll be a night that you will not forget. It's not going to be in, a little a little rinky-dink house. It's going to be pretty much as good as you can get it. You're going to have the night of your life there. So that's going to be a blast. Bring your swimwear. We're going to have a ton of fun doing that. So that's Friday night. So that's just a little incentive push before the event to get everybody focused. Obviously, there's a lot of fun that we're going to have doing it. The event's going to be a blast, and so if you guys want to register for the event, you can get your ticket. Tickets are $250 right now. That's the early bird pricing. It ends February 28th, and then the price goes up, I think, by $100, right? So we want to obviously, part of why people do, just so you understand it, part of why people do early bird pricing and stuff is to understand how many people are coming so they can plan for the event properly. It's not cheap to put on an event like this. It's tens and tens of thousands of dollars for us to do this. And so, we need to ensure that, we know how many people are going to be in a ballroom. We know how many people to plan for other events and things that are going on around it. And obviously the room blocks and all that good stuff. And so we want to incentivize you guys for booking ahead of time so that we can get prepared and make it the best event possible. The closer that we get to the deadline, obviously the price goes up. Another important thing to understand with this is that an event like this for us, for Jess and I, at least for this period of time, is not a profit center. Every single cent of these ticket sales goes 100% to running the event. And we'll probably still come out of pocket pretty heavily on the other side of it, but we just want to make it phenomenal for you guys, especially because it's the first event. We really want to make it special for you. We're going to have a ton of fun. We want to make sure that everybody contributing together as a team can help make it like a weekend that none of us are going to forget. And more importantly, something that is, going to propel your business forward for the rest of the year and going to be a launch pad for everything that you have going on in your business, from here on to come. And something that you can look back on and say, yeah, when my business changed, or when my mindset changed, or when my life changed, was, I got back on Monday and I thought about things totally different. I had, a total mindset shift, and I just went to work, and, things started to fall into place. And so if you want to book and grab your ticket, you can. It's at theprofitleague.com/thegathering. You can grab a ticket there. Go register, go get your ticket. Do what you can to get yourself there. I know some people have date conflicts. Date conflicts are sometimes tough things to do anything about, unless you just, say, well, I have a conflicting date, and you give up on it. Instead of saying I can't, the thing that Jess and I've always learned to do is change our mindset into how can I? So reframing something like I can't into how can I, and trying to exhaust all options. Maybe there's a way to rearrange some things. Maybe there's a way to get a sitter for kids. Maybe there's a way to shift some things around. There's a lot of things that you can do if you really intend on it. And it's funny, the same goes for this as the same goes in your business. Until you really push and really push yourself to a certain limit, you'll be shocked at what can happen when you do that. When you really, really stretch yourself, your mind has this weird way of getting creative. Jess and I've found this so many times in our life that when we really needed to do something, we pushed, we thought about it a lot, we put everything that we had into that thing. It's that burn the ships mentality of like, look, we're getting this done. There's got to be a way to do this. We're not taking no for an answer. We're going to figure this out. There is a way to do this. If I really want to get this done, I can do it. There's very, very little that you can't do when you start to have that mentality. It's actually kind of spooky. And if you operate like that in your business life as well, you'll be blown away by the results that you can get. I know Ben is like this right now. I've been, talking with Ben for probably 4 years in our business, but just in the last 12 months, I would say, Ben's got super focused, and he's changed his mentality. When I talk to him now, it's very different. Like he talks in a way that I didn't really hear him talking before, but he's incredibly focused. And him and I talked about that a lot because he's kind of like me. He's really, really good at what he does. He's really good looking. He's exactly like me. So he he basically, whenever he gets super focused on one thing though, he excels at it and he does really, really well. And because he was all over the place before, his results were a lot more inconsistent. But now when I talk to him, he's obviously a full-time engineer, super smart guy, super talented guy, but he's working a job, he's got a family, that type of thing. He's being super responsible. He wants to make sure he can look after and take care of his family, but he desperately wants to have the freedom that comes along with being an entrepreneur. And so he set this goal for himself to have, a certain cash flow savings from his business before he exits his job and goes full time, which I think is great. And so ever since he's got that goal though, that one specific thing, the very specific number that he needs to have, he's been like laser focused and dialed in, and he's like scaling his business right now like crazy because he knows exactly what the target is, right? He knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's got time frames and time limits set around exactly what he needs to do to get it done. This event is no different. You've got a very specific date. You know really what it's going to cost and what you need to get there. You know how many clients you need to get to hit certain incentive marks to come to some of these other things like the dinner and some of these other fun things that we're going to be doing. And so you know exactly now what you need to do, and your brain can now be basically laser targeted on the task at hand if you're willing to hold that focus right in front of you and not let all the other distractions, take you out of that groove. If you can stay in that state and stay focused, there is literally nothing that you can't go accomplish to get yourself there and get it done and basically build your business to where you want it to be, come the event. So one thing that we have put together to help you guys with that is something that we actually ran in the very early days, probably in month 3 or month 4 of the Profit League, which is called the Profit League Playoffs, which is, essentially like a little tournament that we ran, where it's really just incentivizing and gamifying, the process of building an agency, which is something that Jess and I did internally to build our agency for years. I mean, this is just how we operate our business. This really came from the insurance world. So many of you guys know that I used to, sell insurance, used to have a big insurance brokerage, had 40 licensed agents. And so I not only ran my own agency for myself, but I also ran a big sales team of other insurance agents. And so I would create little things like this to keep us laser focused and dialed in. And so when I got into local lead generation, we really just took those same principles and methods and we started to apply them to building our agency, and we scaled our agency really quickly doing that. And so this was a cool thing that we wanted to bring to you guys. We ran the first one and it went incredibly well. We didn't have a ton of students at the time. We had maybe 100 students or something like that. And so it wasn't as big, but it was still super fun. And we gave away some cool prizes. We gave away like an all-inclusive trip to Mexico. Todd ended up winning the whole thing. He'd never been to Mexico before. He was like, I'm almost positive the whitest person that anybody in Mexico ever saw.
His tanning lotion too.
Yeah, and he didn't bring any tanning lotion like a boss. So he was probably like the reddest person that Mexicans had ever seen after that. But he had a blast on vacation. He was like texting us every day and sending us pictures and stuff all the time, and it was awesome. And so we wanted to do the second version of the Profit League playoffs, and I think doing it leading up to the event is the perfect time to do it. Amanda had posted about this in the group, and it sort of triggered me to say, oh man, like that is something we've been planning. This is perfect timing. Everybody's hyped up on it. Let's just run another one right now and do it and capitalize while everybody's stoked on it. So we're going to do it now and launch it. We're going to launch essentially tomorrow, but I'll give you guys all the details. And so the next version of the Profit League playoffs is going to be called the Profit Games. And we are going to essentially run and compete from now until essentially the event. We're going to cut it off a little bit before the event, but essentially from now to the event, we are going to be running the Profit Games, and this is open to absolutely everybody. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new, if you've been in the league for 12 months, it doesn't really matter. Every single person is going to be able to participate in this. It's going to take a little bit of organization, but I think we'll be able to manage it and handle it. And essentially, we're just going to have a blast with this. So here's how the Profit Games work. We are going to start this up tomorrow, February 7th. We are getting kickstarted, and we're going to run this baby right until April 7th. So if you can do some math, that's 60 days. So we've got literally like a solid 2 months of competing Again, everybody's allowed to come in and compete. The way that the competition works is really based on a point system. So everything that we've done in our business, from gamifying it to ourselves, to running the Profit League, to things that are rolling out for 3.0, everything is really based around incentivizing taking the right actions. Results are tougher to incentivize because, when you get too hung up on results versus the process, it's really easy to get frustrated. A lot of times people focus so much on the end result and they lose that passion for the process. If you look at anybody great in sports, in history, you'll see that they fall in love with the process of doing what they do, and that leads to the great results that they end up having. They're not just results driven, they're process driven, right? They love training, they love the grit of it, they love the fact that they can outwork other people, they're hard workers. Those types of characteristics are what lead people to championships, to winning in life. And so we want to reward people for taking the right action. So over the 60 days, you will need 180 points to qualify. So if you have less than 180 points, it doesn't matter if you're in first place, you need 180 points to qualify. So if you plan on taking any of the prizes, that's what it essentially works out to, which I believe is 3 points a day. So 3 points a day is the minimum. Should be super easy for everybody to hit. The minimums that we set last time were, I believe, 120 points, and people blew it away. So we raised it up a little bit for this time. And so let me explain how the point system works. So there's essentially 5 different ways to get points. The first way is what we call perspective. And perspective is 1 point for anything that you do that essentially focuses around your mindset, right? And we go through this so much in training. We talk about it all the time. We go through how we talk about how important the way that you frame things, your perspective on the situation is, the way that you think, that we wanted to ensure that people are taking that piece of the business absolutely deadly serious. The person that you are today and the results that you're getting today are 100% reflection of the books you read, the people that you spend time with, and the way that you think. 100%, no exception. And so if you're not super happy with your business or how your business is going, really the only place to turn and look is to take a look at your mindset. It's absolutely has 100% to do with the way that you think. And so just like a muscle, you need to be training that constantly. So you'll get a point if you read, listen to an audio, or listen to a podcast for 1 hour of the day. Okay, so you'll get 1 point for that. You'll get 1 point for an hour of TPL training. So if you go through, some training videos for that day, maybe you're brand new and you're thinking, well, how do I get points? I'm brand new to this. I don't even know what's going on. All of a sudden I'm in the Hunger Games. I thought I signed up for a lead generation program. I don't know what's going on. I didn't volunteer tribute. What is happening to me? You are okay. You're in a safe place. And don't worry about it. You can get points for literally just going through the training. So if you go through an hour of TPL training for the day, then you're all good. You'll get a point for that. And then if you read your goals, you'll obviously get a point for that as well. So those are the big 3. So again, read, listen to an audio, or listen to a podcast for 1 hour a day. Preferably, obviously, all those things are 100% self-development related. If you read, an hour of Harry Potter for the day, that does not count. You need to be able to be reading something that is relevant to your business, something on sales, something on marketing, mindset. That's preferable, right? So, so read audio podcast for 1 hour, 1 hour TPL training, or read your goals. All of those are 1 point. You can only get a maximum of 1 point per day in the perspective category. It's an easy point to get. So no, you cannot read for 6 hours and max out your points on reading. That doesn't count. You get a maximum of 1 point per day per perspective, but it's one that I think everybody can knock off and get at least 60 points for the entire Profit Games just from that. So that's one. Promotion is the second one. And promotion is also worth a point. Promotion is a big piece of our business. Let me define what promotion is. Promotion is essentially any sort of prospecting or outreach or anything you're doing to promote your business is a form of promotion. So cold email, cold call, warm outreach, attend a networking event, do a walk-in on a business, anything that you can imagine that is essentially, doing some form of promotion, which is the act of prospecting. that is going to get you a point for each of those. So if you do 3 cold calls for the day, you get a point for all 3. Okay, those are a big deal. Those are tough for a lot of people to do. It's a good way to get points if you're good at it. That's great. If you want to go to a networking event, great. You get a point for doing that. If you feel like just doing cold emails to people, that's great. You can do that. The only thing that we will be doing, and trust me, we're going to be auditing, this process throughout. If you're in a situation where, hey, I'm going to blast 1,000 emails for the day to somebody, you'll get a point for doing that. It's automated. We all get it. You can automate, obviously, email sequences. If you're sending out one at a time, that's a little bit different. Of course, if we see somebody come in and they've got 2,000 points a day, well, we know sort of what's going on there, right? So you will be audited. So, there is an element to this of, making sure that everybody is playing above board, that, what's that phrase for this?
By the rules?
No.
Ethically,
But there's another rule. You're governing yourself. What is that? No, there's like a word for it.
Like integrity?
No, that's not it either. You're no help. It's basically like you need to basically govern yourself through this. We're, it's basically, by the honor rule.
System.
Honor rule. F yeah, I was thinking about what that was. That was going to drive me nuts.
The honor system.
The honor system, man. Jeez, it feels like you like just scratched an itch. Okay, so the honor system. So it's based on the honor system. So you need to be able to, take this seriously, because at the end of the day, if you cheat, really you're only cheating yourself. This is designed for, people who really want to improve their business, who are going to be honest with themselves throughout the process. And again, if you cheat, you're going to be able to tell, because it's going to be reflected in your business. Don't be the person that, gets second place or first place with points and then has zero cash flow to back that up. All of these things are going to be reflected in your cash flow. So trust me, we'll know if you're the guy or gal who wins the whole contest but has one client. I mean, it's going to be obvious, right, that you're cheating, or you're cheating yourself, essentially. So promotion is a point. If you have questions about these guys, we can obviously address them in the group a little bit too. But and I'll post this stuff in the group for everybody to reference as well. And then the last one is persuasion. And persuasion is 100% to do with selling. These, to me, perspective, promotion, and persuasion are the 3 most important things in your business. Jess and I built our entire agency off these 3 things: perspective, our mindset; promotion, our ability to go out and actually promote and get prospects in the door; and then persuasion, the ability to go sell those prospects, right? So persuasion, you'll get a point for. Essentially, we've got strategy session booked, right? You've got a strategy session completed, and then role playing.
Yeah.
So if you want to go role play the sales script, you'll get a point for doing that, right? If you, again, go role play like 6 times for the day, well, it's 6 points, but again, you have to make sure that you think about how this is going to end up in the end. If you do 6 points a day just for doing role play and you never go close any clients, well, it may look kind of ridiculous, but that's essentially the way that we want it rolled out, is that people can, go in and focus on these 3 areas. Ideally, if you want to end up in the best shape possible for this, I would be trying to get 1 to 2 points a day in each category, minus the perspective category. You can only get one point. So ideally, if you can get 3 points a day, 1 for perspective, 1 for promotion, 1 for persuasion, you'll be in good shape. If you get a trial client, so let's say you're brand new and you're wondering how you can go get points, or you're not really sure about how all this is going to work yet, well, a trial is one of the first things that you should be focusing on. You'll get 3 points for doing a trial. And then a new client, you'll get 5 points for doing, obviously a new client. So if you lock down a new client, that's 5 points. So that's essentially how you are going to, go compete in the profit games. We will have a spreadsheet that we've got in Google Drives that everybody can enter their information into daily. It's very simple to track your points. You can do it at the end of the day. It's super simple to just follow along with. We'll be monitoring it. We've got, we've got a little warden and Amanda who's going to be helping us to track and monitor this stuff and keep you guys all accountable. And she'll go out and break kneecaps if people are cheating. And yeah, she's our enforcer, and she's going to help us, help us set some of the stuff up. The spreadsheet's ready to go. We're launching it tomorrow morning. So everybody will be good to go on that. We could probably walk them through the spreadsheet a little bit tonight. let me finish this and then we'll do that. So that's how the point breakdown worked. Now let's talk about what we're competing for. So to the victor go the spoils. First place, a $500 flight credit for the gathering, a VIP dinner invite, and the gathering ticket covered for you. So first place, whoever takes this whole thing, they're getting their flight essentially paid for. You're invited to come to the VIP dinner. So that's at the mansion from 4 p.m. onward, regardless of your cash flow. You can come, doesn't matter. Bring your spouse, come to the VIP dinner, come hang out with us, come play in the pool, hang out at the mansion for the day, and we'll do dinner, and it'll be a ton of fun. The other sweet part about that for you is if you're not at 10K, you're going to be able to hang around Jess and I and a whole bunch of other high six-figure earners for the day, pick our brains, talk about your business, talk about your agency, see what you need to do to level up. That is going to be priceless for you to get into that position. This doesn't matter who you are, but especially if you're not at 10K yet, that'll be a ton of fun. Second place is a VIP dinner invite and the gathering ticket. So again, you and your spouse, you come to the VIP dinner and we'll take care of your ticket for the event. And then third place is the gathering ticket. We'll just take care of your ticket for the event. Come to the event on us. We'll look after it for you. And of course, with all of these positions come bragging rights, which to me is one of the most fun things. I think I compete for bragging rights more so than any cash prizes or anything else. I just like to win. And even better, I like it when other people lose who I play against. That's probably sick, but that's the way I am. And you'll find that out about me in LA because I compete at almost every single thing I do. It doesn't matter what it is. If we're in the pool, I will challenge you to a swim off. I will challenge you to a game of basketball. It doesn't matter what it is. You will see I like to compete and I like to win, and it's always obviously in good fun. But the way I've found to have the most fun is by winning. So that is the essentially what's on the line for you competing in the profit games. And that's going to be a ton of fun. If you have questions about that, let us know. I think that's going to be super cool. It's going to be fun to compete with all you guys. And we're going to have a ton of fun doing this as well. And maybe Jess can go over the spreadsheet and how that all works.
Yeah. And also it's important to note, you may have, like, if you already bought your flight, you already got your ticket, that's okay. They'll just get credited back to you if you win. So
yeah, if you have questions about this, guys, too, you can put them in the chat box and we'll do a little, we'll answer any of the questions after. So
awesome. So I do have a link for you guys that I created, a little spreadsheet for you guys. I just gotta grab it. Here. All right. So obviously this is where you can grab your ticket if you don't already have it. This is the site here, theprofitleague.com/thegathering. If you click attend, you'll just have to put in your name and information, and then once you submit that, it goes to the order page where you can get your ticket and all information there. We'll update this page there with a room lock and all the information as well. So this link is going to be shared for you guys once the recording is published, and we'll put it in the group as well, so you guys know exactly where to go. Everybody can edit this link, so it's quite simple. We've already kind of set it all up for you guys, so you can see that there's the 5 categories. Perspective, again, mindset, that's doing 1 hour of listening to an audio, training, reading, doing TPL training, reading your goals and going through your goals. That's a maximum of 1 point a day. Promotion, all of your prospecting methods, whether that's cold calling, warm outreach, anything that sending emails, etc. That goes here for 1 point. Persuasion is your strategy sessions booked, your strategy sessions completed, and practicing your strategy sessions for 1 point. Trial campaigns that you started, so those would be 3 points. So it's when you get a trial campaign. So like if you have 1 trial campaign and you keep working on it every day, it's not 3 points a day. It's 3 points for the first time that you get the trial campaign. It's 3 points per trial campaign. And then for paid clients, it's 5 points. So basically, you would just type in your name. So let's just say this is me. You'd put in your name. Let's say I got my 1 point. You'd enter in your point. Let's say I did 5 points of promotion for the day, and then I did 7 points of this. I started one of these and I got a campaign. You can see it auto totals. You know, if Jeff Samus was going in, he'd type his name in. He got 1 point here. He did, you know, maybe a little of this, a little of that. Didn't get one of these, but got one of these. You can see it'll just auto total and kind of organize people by who has the most points at the top, and it'll kind of go that way. So if your name isn't on the list, add your name to the list, track your points yourself, so that link will be shared inside the group for you guys. It is just a Google document. This is on the honor system, and we reserve the right to audit your points. So make sure that you are keeping track of your points and that you can prove it if you do get audited for your points. We don't want to have to do that, but we want to make sure that everybody abides by the honor system. So I'll just put this back to your name, and that is the spreadsheet. It's very, very simple. Obviously, you would just keep entering your names. If for whatever reason we get to the bottom of this, I think I did 60 formulas. If you want to continue down, if there's more than 60 people competing, you would literally just, you know, redo the formula, and we can help you with that. But with that being said, you guys, a lot of exciting things. I think it's so important to get to events. I know that, you know, when we first got started, going to events was something that was a stretch, like Jeff mentioned. And, you know, we did anything and everything that we had to do to get there, whether it was, you know, doing everything we could to get clients before we went, whether it's sharing hotel rooms with other people who you can bunk with to, you know, mitigate the costs. Whatever you can do, the important thing is that you're there, because something really, really exciting happens. And every time, even to this day, that Jeff and I go to an event, we level up big time. Like, things change significantly in our businesses, and I guarantee you that those in attendance will see the same effect. So we definitely not only want to spend time with you guys, shake your guys' hand, give you guys a hug, you know, have some fun. The important thing is that we're, you know, there together, but that you grow as an entrepreneur and you get to be in front of people that you probably talk to a lot, that you spend some time with. So, you know, it's really, really important that you guys come. It's going to be so much fun. I can guarantee that for sure. So let's see if you guys got any questions. Holy, there's a lot. Will you record the gathering or anything for people to buy or watch later?
No.
No, we're definitely not. It's reserved for those in attendance, because we understand, you know, it's important to be there. And that's why it's important to be there, is because you don't want to miss anything that potentially is going to happen at the gathering that you can't get otherwise.
Yeah, it's another way to keep our stuff internally too, right, guys? We want to make sure that, you know, when we do training and we go through stuff with you guys, that everybody doing training, the speakers at the event, everybody there can just be 100% open and, you know, talk about what they want to talk about, and stuff's not recorded, stuff's not getting sent out, stuff's not leaving the Profit League and going other places. We want to be able to give you guys as much strategic competitive advantage as possible at that event, and make sure that we make it 100% worthwhile for you to be there. And, you know, just saying, well, we're going to live stream, it takes a lot of the magic out of that. It is very obviously set up as like a secret style-esque or secret society style-esque event, right? Where, you know, you don't record those. Those are meant for secrecy, for fun, right? So no, it will not be recorded and not be sent out. If you're there, you're there. If you're not, you'll get to hear the other members talking.
Mike said he got to stay there about 50 years ago, and then his girlfriend's senior prom was there.
Wow, yeah.
That's cool.
50 years ago, yeah. It's an old hotel. It has been in the center of Hollywood forever.
It says on the website it only shows availability for Saturday and Sunday.
No,
it should be for Friday.
Yeah, if that's true, let me check and I'll make sure that they make that adjustment.
Yeah, we will definitely reach out to the hotel if it's saying it's not available for Friday. But per our conversations,
did you just book for Friday?
No, I booked because we're staying at the other place on Friday. But we will contact the hotel if there is that issue. How many to a room coming solo? So maybe room sharing with others. That's what Dawn is saying. I mean, you can fit a lot of people in a room.
I mean, that's up to you guys. I mean, I have personally stayed in a room with 9 other guys for an event when I was like 23. We didn't sleep a whole lot. We basically just had a place where we could throw our luggage. It was an event in Vegas. We had a ton of fun, and it was amazing. And as crappy as it was to like have people like basically on the floor and in the bathtub and all over the place, guess what? I don't really remember a lot of the events where I've stayed at the Four Seasons or the Ritz or wherever. I still remember that event because it was a ton of fun and we had to scrape and scrap to get there. We just made it work, right? And we were with other people who were doing the same thing and we were all down for the cause and it was super fun. And so, I mean, you just do what you have to do.
Yeah. Christina said, love this so much. I do too. Katrina, so do we have to sleep? So do we get to have a sleepover? Not at the mansion, but you definitely can stay and hang out for a long time. I think it's just like based on like when you book the mansion. I think you have to be really specific about who's staying over. David, for the price you are charging, I totally believe you, Jeff. I just wish I wasn't so far away. I mean, man, we have friends that live in Australia that get to events too. So location and where you live isn't really an obstacle. You can make an experience out of it and come over. So definitely would love to see you, David. Katrina, I still need to get a passport. Passports don't take that long, but definitely if you live outside of the US, you'll need a passport. So make sure you guys get on that. Alan, yes. Joel, Ben sounds a lot like me. Bryce, when I try to book online, the best rate I see is USD 309 a night, not 269. Can you please let me have the booking number again so I can do it by phone? Yeah, so the booking to do it online, if you're going to do it online, is the profitleague.com/hotel block. That takes you specifically to our Profit League booking page for that special rate, or you can call this number here on the screen, 1-800-950-7667. Make sure you say it's for the Profit League, and the room rate is $269 a night.
If they for some reason don't quote you that $269 a night rate, please let us know. We would have loved to have this announced for you guys last week. As fun as this is going to be to go attend it and have a blast, it's been nothing short of kind of a pain in the ass to set it up because their hotel staff is brutal. But but we're working on it. So if there is an issue with that, please let us know. We'll get it straightened out for you.
Yeah. Rich is saying, what about VSL? So Rich, it's 1 point for a strategy session booked, 1 point for a strategy session completed. So that's how it works with the VSL. So if you're booking, like I think we booked 69 strategy sessions yesterday, that'd be 69 points for the bookings. And then of the 69 that get completed, it'd be 1 point for each completed strategy session. So that's how it would work with the VSL. Harvey is saying, how about Google Primer? It's an app and program with lessons for businesses on marketing, running a business, websites, and a ton of other things.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's referring to the perspective point.
As long as it's, if the app is you listening to or reading something that has to do with marketing and you do it for an hour a day, it's all good.
We would have been less annoyed because look, everybody said honor system, honor system, honor system.
Oh yeah, look at it. Everybody was trying to help us, so sorry.
Don said the hotel is booked. So exciting, man.
He's on Saturday, Sunday, so he had that same issue. So we're gonna have to speak with them about the Friday.
Okay, after we'll
get you guys straightened out for Friday night.
We'll get it sorted. Hannah's saying, will consulting clients count as a new account?
Yep.
Basketball, it's on, says Allie.
Oh, yeah.
Mike says, can we use the airfare for hotel room if we drive? Yep.
Yeah, you can for sure.
Absolutely. We'll basically just send you $500. What you put that towards is, I guess, your decision.
Yeah, save it for a rum.
Yeah, rum fee.
Yeah.
Monica, can you put in the maximum for each day for each category? I'm not totally clear on it. There's no maximum. The only one is perspective, and there's a maximum of 1 point for perspective, but there's no maximum for any other points. So basically, it's just 1 point for that 1 hour of mindset, reading, audio, training. You don't get like a point every hour that you do. So that's the only one that there's like a maximum number of.
Yeah, and you know, you make sure that, you know, when you're going through this, you know, on that same point as like running the honor system, run also at the same time like the logic system. The logic system being like, you know, if you just do role playing with your dog for 10 hours a day and you put 10 points, that's probably not going to work so well for you. That's not really pushing your business forward. I think we all sort of know where the line in the sand is, where we're either trying to actually improve our business and doing the activities we know we should be doing versus somebody trying to like game the system to win. It's a pretty obvious line in the sand, and the honor system is essentially that we trust you guys enough to take your own business seriously enough that you're not, you know, running games just to, you know, get to a party. Because trust me, when you get to that VIP party, if you're the type of person who just runs games, you're going to be out of your league, because there's going to be conversations and stuff happening there that you are not going to understand because you're not taking your business seriously.
Yeah. Sarah, what about spouse combo businesses? Treat as one person for all categories? Yep. That's how Jeff and I always do it too. So if you're one person, you don't get to compete twice, you compete once. And that's not just spouse combos. It's like if you're working together with a partner. Can we delete the current leader asking for a friend?
Oh, like out of the spreadsheet? Yeah.
You can Don't do that. That's bad.
That's totally what I would have done. No, do not mess or edit the spreadsheet. Maybe there's something we can put in there.
Oh, I can lock the names in place so that no one can delete the names.
Yeah. There's.
Don't do that. That's bad.
That's hilarious.
All minus points for people who do that. Amanda, can every day just update the numbers? Yeah. So it's a Google Drive. It's active. So like you can like get in there and it's live. So like people can like go in and edit and work on that spreadsheet like all at once and all the time. It's available for you guys. It's not like something you have to submit to us. It's not something that you have to do. You have to be accountable to that yourself to update the sheet, whether you do it once a week, whether you do it every day. I personally like to do it every day because then you keep on track and you keep consistent and you have your daily method of operation, and it only takes like a second to do. So Alan said cool. Edwin said love it. And Marie said how many cold emails equal 1 point?
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing them manually, then you know you can do as many as you want to do in a day. If you're doing them through automation, then one blast is 1 point.
Yeah. Joel also said he couldn't book on Friday, so we're gonna call the hotel, you guys, right after this and get that sorted out. Val was in a live fast break video presentation, which turned into a strategy session. Didn't get to see the vast majority of this. Will you be putting this up right away so that I can see it? Yes. I'm gonna probably export this video and then just like cut it so it starts from when we announce the profit leak for you guys and put that in the group so that you guys can see everything that we've kind of reviewed here today. Can we bring guests? Absolutely. So guests are welcome. If they come to the training, they'll need a ticket. If they're in the business and they're a spouse,
if they're just a buddy of yours, then no, they're not welcome in the event. They're welcome to come with you to LA. Obviously, you can spend your time with whoever you want. But any events that we're doing, any Profit League stuff that we're doing, you need to make sure that they're a spouse of yours. We won't exclude spouses, but if you're bringing, just a business person with you, no, they're not welcome in the event.
Yeah, and we have like entrance and like your name, whoever's bought a ticket, your name's on a list, and it'll be very regulated. So it's not like people can just bring whoever to come into the room. Ron is saying, do couples count as a team? So I think I just answered that one. Yeah, Ron and Jess, you guys would be one person on the spreadsheet. But you could put both your names.
Just in one spot.
Just in one spot, yeah. Harvey said, will you do like a cool highlight video then?
Yeah, we can do a highlight video. It'll be me passed out in a pool on one of those pink flamingo floaty things.
People
probably.
Would still want to see that.
I don't know if the world's ready to see that.
Mark says, so if I send 15 cold messages on Facebook and 10 cold emails and 1 cold call, how many points would that be? And how many points can we get for promotion every day? So 15 plus 10 plus 1, that'd be 26 points. And there's no maximum for how many points you can get a day.
Nope.
You can get as many points as you want. Val said, laugh out loud, not video, but live. I did it. I'm not sure. Becky, somebody asked me if you were doing the contest and your husband and wife team. I think I just answered that one. Harvey, like what you missed video for those who don't go. Oh, yeah, we're not doing videos on the event. Side note, the first column in the spreadsheet didn't really tally the points. Don't want to miss out. I'll check that. I'll make sure when I release the link for that spreadsheet, I'll make sure it's all good to go. Friday not available. Should we all just pitch and get a private jet? Yeah. Why not? Private jets are the best. Should I buy a new bikini? Yeah, why not? You don't have to. I probably will. Bryce, right, the Profit League promo rate is only set up from the 14th to the 16th, but not the 13th to the 14th.
Okay.
We will, Bryce, we will call the hotel and get that sorted, but I appreciate it. Erin said she called the hotel and couldn't find the block. Sounds like the hotel's getting a not so nice phone call from us here.
Yeah.
We will get it sorted. We promise you guys. I appreciate you guys letting us know though, so we can deal with it. I'm in need of a level up. Can't wait. That's what Woody said.
Nice.
I love it. Sue is saying, brand new here. Digital marketing is quite new to me. I don't have the confidence that I can generate leads yet. How much help can I get if I gather a bunch of clients and don't know how to generate? I've been a good salesperson in other businesses. How do I not worry about producing what I'm offering? You know what? If you can get clients, just do it, because there's a lot of people inside the group who are good at tech that you could partner with, and run campaigns. If
we're there in the group,
and we're there in the group to help you. So if you have questions, we're there to help you along the way and really be of assistance that way. The group is super active. Everybody helps each other out all the time. We have calls twice a week where we get to review campaigns, review questions, but also some students have success with partnering with other people. So if you're really strong at sales and getting clients and another person is really good at the tech side of things, you can become partners and split the commission so that you guys really can handle it well together. So there's always solutions, you guys, to everything. It's thinking about what is the solution versus what is the problem. If you do that in all areas of your life, you'll feel really, really good. Stefan, Jeff, I want 100 million butterfly against you. Oh, 100 meter butterfly against you.
Okay. Done.
Josh, I'll compete. It's on, Jeff. Name it. Elizabeth, What about those of us that utilize TPL strategy to promote our own high ticket businesses? Do those strategy sessions count?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still your
Yep.
business. I mean, if it's your business, not your client's business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be your own business. I mean,
Chris said, can you get Sam Ovens as a guest speaker? No.
Sam Evans doesn't leave his apartment.
Yeah, Sam Ovens is a hermit, so that would never happen.
He's not any fun.
No, he is the most serious person, awkward person ever. Linda, the website says there's no rooms available. Maybe that's in reference to Friday. We're going to talk to the hotel right after this call. Do we get multiple points if we send out multiple fast break videos in one day, or would it just count as 1 point? Each fast break video would be 1 point, especially that they're unique fast break videos. If you're sending the same fast break video to like 15 people and you've only recorded it once, it's only 1 point. But if you're making a unique fast break video for each person that you send it to, it counts as 1 point each.
Same goes for email.
And same goes for email. Leanne, so should we keep our own spreadsheet in case someone accidentally edits our row by mistake instead of their own? I really don't think anyone's going to do that, but I mean, you can just in case. But if I notice that somebody's doing that, we're gonna have a not so nice conversation. And I'm a pretty.
If somebody does it by accident.
If somebody does it by accident, it's a bit different. But if somebody's doing that out of malice, that doesn't sit very well with me. And there will be a nice, not so nice, uncomfortable conversation to be had. Graydon said, never mind, I just answered my own question. Sue, I like the quote, competence equals confidence. Tess, super excited for this again. Tess, you did really good the last time, so I think you'll be really good this time. Kim, really haven't been this excited for something in a long time, so appreciate both of you. Do you know if the room block will apply for those who want to stay Sunday night? I think Sunday night is open, but for whatever reason, Friday night isn't.
Yeah,
so we'll have to. We'll have to just talk to the hotel.
We'll make sure that they can open up Sunday.
Yeah, we are going to make sure that they have Sunday open and Friday open. Mark, do Monday and Thursday night marketing calls count towards prospective points?
No.
No. Aaron, they said they were going to pass me to group booking and would call me back.
If he's meeting in TPL training.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if he's meeting
okay.
Training, then yes.
Okay, sorry, Mark. The answer is yes. Monday night and Thursday night marketing calls count
if they're listening to like replays and stuff like that.
Yeah, then that counts. I'm gonna said, thank you on the partnering idea. Great. Will Gary Vaynerchuk be there? I don't think he's making an appearance, but you never know.
Gary Vaynerchuk would do very little to help you in your business at this point. You don't need a Gary Vaynerchuk. You need
Jeff Samus.
Yeah, you would get more value out of listening to somebody who's if you're, let's say, making $1,000 a month, you would get far more value listening to somebody who's making $10,000 a month speak for an hour than you would Warren Buffett or Gary Vaynerchuk or anybody like that, because they're not in your world at all. The things that they tell you and they reference will mean almost nothing to you. You need to listen to people who are just one step ahead of you, who can tell you and still remember what it's like to be exactly where you are and give you what the next step is. It's a really important thing that Jess and I actually do in our business and did in our business. And it's probably a good thing to mention now anyways, because you brought it up. But that is a huge, huge thing. There's so many people, and I call them like false idols. It's not that these people don't offer good information or can't help you, but the reality is you'll gain a lot more by listening to and getting coaching from and following people who are just a little bit ahead of you versus people who you can't even really relate to their situation. Gary runs a $150 million a year or $300 million a year, whatever it is at this point, agency doing massive branded digital marketing campaigns for the biggest brands in the world. That is entirely different than $1,000 a month campaign for a car detailing company down the street. he wouldn't even probably be able to tell you how to run a campaign for those guys because he doesn't do that. That's not what he's in the business of doing.
Rich Fiola, can we hire somebody to count our? I mean, dude, you can do anything you want. If you want to hire somebody to do that, absolutely. But that's your business, your call. Amanda says she will bust kneecaps if anybody cheats. You better be.
Yeah, she is serious about that.
Rich Fiola, do we all get our own spreadsheet, or does everyone know how many points their opponents have?
Of course, everybody
Somebody's
knows.
in it to compete. You can just.
Of course, everybody knows. It's not competing if you don't know where your competitors are at.
Rich, stop being so sneaky.
And no sandbagging, Rich. So if you don't enter your points every week and you decide you're going to enter your points on the last day, I will literally dunk you in the pool.
And ask for proof.
Yeah, and proof. Those New Jerseyans.
Caleb, if we become 10K earners, does it all have to be income from clients, or can we combine it with our own businesses, running some personal e-com ads?
No, I would say from your agency, Caleb.
Yeah. Rich Fiola, do I have to enter the points daily or weekly?
No sandbagging. So yeah, you can enter them as much as you can. If you miss a day, it's not the end of the world. But if you don't enter any of your points till day 59, no, that's not acceptable. Weekly is like the most I would stretch it out. So and these are things that Amanda is going to be tracking, and she'll be on your ass. So if she sees that you're not entering any points, she's going to probably ask you, what's up?
It's the New Jersey in him. He's trying to be sneaky.
Skeevy. Skeevy little guy.
Vistavia just, I think, keyboard smashed, and I'm going to take that as enthusiasm or an animal. And then Edwin just said Slick Rick.
Slick Rick, exactly. Greasy.
All right, you guys. I think I've hit the end of the questions. We are so excited. I can't even wait. It's going to be so much fun.
It is. It's going to be a blast.
And I just need to prep you all that, yes, I am small.
Jessica is a midget.
I am a small person. Oh, Vistavia said it was her 4-month-old puppy. I knew it had to be either an animal or enthusiasm, but I think you're probably excited too. All right, you guys. We're so excited. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to get so much value. You definitely have to be there. Think of how you can make it happen. Don't think about the problem. You can get there. I know that you can for sure. We've been in really not so good situations in our life and made it to events. You can make this happen. When there's a will, there is a way, and there is always a solution. We have so much time to go. If you haven't grabbed your ticket yet, make sure to do so. We will contact the hotel right now to find out what's going on with Friday and update you guys, and we'll have this recording in the group. We are so excited, and let the games begin.
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow, guys. So Profit League playoffs are started.
Well, the Profit Games.
The Profit Games. So, oh yeah, and we're not going to end anyone who loses.
No. Well, we'll see. Rich is already pretty close. He's on the chopping block already.
May the odds be forever in your favor, Edwin said. Nice. I love it. All right, you guys, have a wonderful Tuesday night. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited too. And we will post this as soon as the recording is done being uploaded. So we'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.